Alright guys, do another video. I'm gonna bitch and complain about the weather. I'm getting sick of it being cold, I really am. But anyway, we're going to try something new today. I'm not in the mood, I'm just kind of in a funky mood today, so I figured I'd do something new. It's actually a bad freaking day. Everything's going wrong, so we may not try to go too far with this, but I want to try it. I was given a piece of tungsten. Or tungsten. We're not going down that path again. Titanium. Piece of titanium. And unlike the tungsten, I did some research and found out that you could forge this stuff. The guy that gave it to me tried cutting it with a bandsaw, and I don't know if you can see, but that's as far as he got before his blade went. So definitely hard freaking stuff. So like I said, I did a little research and I found out, or at least they claim that you can forge it. We're going to heat it up, we're going to move it a little bit. Then maybe as far as this video goes, if the day turns around and things start looking good, then we might go a little farther. But I think like a titanium neck knife would be a cool little thing, or a titanium skinning knife might be cool. But this is a pretty heavy duty piece of stuff, so we're going to have quite a bit of trouble, I think, or quite a bit of effort anyway, just to get it down into something that I want to use. So let's throw it in the forge and see what happens. Forging titanium. Did a little research, but we're going to learn more than any of the research showed me, that's for sure. Come on along for this one. Hopefully it won't be as bad as the tungsten carbide one. Bye. The first things that I'm noticing is this thing's getting hot pretty damn quick. It's probably only been in the forge for 5 minutes, and I'm shocked. This stuff must be a pretty good conductor of heat. And she sounds hard, but she moves. So we'll go a little hotter. Alright, I've never tried to make anything out of something quite so big. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to nose this point over. Because as I try to flatten this out, I don't want that nose folding too much. Just get that down first, and then we'll come back and see what we can do with it. But you see how that? Yeah, you can almost see it there. That little cup. I don't want that working its way back in. So hopefully we can. Man, that stuff sounds hard. But it is moving. If it's round, make it square, right? Stay still now. That shit's hard. I'm not freaking up my anvil much. That's some hard shit. Going. If it keeps moving, we'll keep going. I'll tell you only have a little bit of time to work it. I hate to go up too much hotter. I believe in my research, you don't want to be inducing a lot of oxygen into the material. Maybe I'll take another peek. A little hotter this time. She's a-moving. Sure wish I had started with a smaller piece. Well, we're learning a lot, that's for sure. Stuff's moving. this thing out there, it's quite a contraption. A couple of different versions of it, whirly with doohickeys here and a jumping thing called a power hammer. It might be a handy tool to have today. Alrighty, keep going a little hotter and hotter. We are getting somewhere. Full show. When it stops though. So we're there. Been about 15 minutes. Maybe, no, actually about, yeah, about 12 minutes. But she does forge. She does forge. Noticing is very little scale. That's it, man. So I'll have to go back. I wonder if this is an air hardening steel, because once it gets to a particular orange, dull orange, she hardens right up, man. It surely does. So I'm seeing, I don't know if you can see this. Hopefully you can. There's some texturing going on here. So, I don't know what that is. We're going to find out what it does, that's for sure. Let's see if we can start drawing this stuff out a little bit. I'm getting enough here. That's it, it's done. To get what I'm, some piece that I want to make. Like I said, maybe a short neck knife if we keep going with it, and still have a piece left over so I can practice with tempering and hardening and what the hell the thing does. But I'm shocked we've gotten this far. The stuff sure does absorb heat well, I can tell you that much. That's probably why it loses heat so well too. About nipping that off, but I got a halfway decent handle. We'll keep working on it. I want to pinch a little bit more though. Let's see if we can capture just a bit more of this stuff. I want it rolling on it though. Don't need no folding going on. Bit of folding around. When she says she's done, she's done. That's how it works. Hammer fast. Because you ain't got much time. Something just tells me I don't want to go much past bright orange with this. I don't know why. What I'm hearing. No scale whatsoever. So that, I'm sure there's a metallurgical reason why. So the next question is, what do we want to do with this thing? And I say, let's flatten it. Let's come up with a nice little rounded blade. I would imagine, I don't know, this thing would keep a pretty good edge. So titanium skinning knife, a nice lightweight skinning knife, I think would be an awesome thing. So let's say we can do about maybe flattening this thing out. On this end here is the blade. Nice little rounded kind of blade. Bringing some of that end back in where it needs to be. Stay there. Boy, it's funny. It's thump, 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 and then ding. She's hard. Thump, 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 and then ding. Tells you something. Alright, since this stuff heats and cools so well, I think what I'm going to do is just go through and just let it normalize a little bit without a lot of abuse for a while. Because we took what, 2 inches maybe, 2.5 inches, and pulled this, I'd say it's half by half nearly piece out. So again, not knowing this material, and knowing that it's some type of special material, that's for sure. It's not just plain old steel. I think we'll go ahead and just let this thing go through a couple of cooling cycles out of respect for the material. And it can't hurt except for on the clock, you know. So what you know, huh? There's some similarities to that kind of darn piece. Maybe a ram's headed titanium knife might be in order, huh? No, not this time. Alright, I think we'll work on flattening this out a little bit. I don't see it wanting to crack, which is good. May have to dip this off because you see how quickly this is sinking the heat up on this end, and I really want the whole thing. As much as I like working with a handle, let's go ahead and nip it off. We'll see what it does on the cut off. Suspicion it's going to take a couple of tries, but I don't know. We are going to find out. I guarantee you that. Jesus, cutting like butter. Summer day. What the hell does that mean? What the hell does that mean? Huh? Isn't that freaking amazing? You zip that right off like butter. Titanium. I have no idea how to treat that piece. Whether quenching it's a good idea or not. We still got to figure that out. So let's go for, I think, a set of tongs will work. We'll turn around and start stretching out the other side. We'll get this thing into some flat kind of billet. A lot of wrinkling. And I'm wondering if that's because I'm in a coal forge and I'm inducing carbon or something into this. I don't know much about it. We're going to find out though. It's up fast, I'm telling you. It surely does. Just drawing out width. Trying to anyway. Thump, 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 thump. There she is. She's done for the day. Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Pink. That's the end of that story. Lots of heats anyway. Alright, we'll widen this up a little bit here. On that tungsten carbide video, I've gotten a lot of, and justifiably, frank comments about how can a blacksmith supposed to know steel, not know that tungsten carbide isn't a steel, blah 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 blah. The answer is, I'm not exactly a blacksmith. More what you might call an artisan blacksmith. Right? So we don't all know everything, and we can study it for sure, so we know what we're getting into ahead of time. And a lot of people are like that, and very often that's the safest thing to do. Especially if you're doing something structural or something extremely valuable, right? You're not going to see me out here taking a bar of 24 karat gold and seeing, hey, I wonder if I can forge 24 karat gold. But sometimes you just got to try it firsthand. And that's what we're doing today. I'm recording this. Let's go ahead and start pulling this out a little bit. We'll make this end the point. Again, I'm not going for a pointy point or a rounded point. We're going to try to make this a skinner. I'd like to have a decent blade on there though. That's the end of that story. I don't think you can see it. Can you see the texturing that's in there? You know, if I were to see that in steel, I'd be thinking we're going to have cracking going on, and maybe that's what's going to happen. We're going to find out. But I'm not sure what's causing all that. Maybe too much heat. Width here a little bit. Keep going for width a little bit. Drop that blade down. We'll commit to a blade length like that, so we can keep drawing this blade out a little bit. Things look scary. They sure do. It gets hot really fast. And the funny thing is, I can capture some on the next couple of heats here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but little granulars of sand over here. See this? That's what I'm getting off for scale. And I don't think I like that. I'm not sure what that is all about. Granulars of something. It looks like sand. They're non-magnetic. And I think whatever it is that's happening there is me doing something to destroy the steel. Here, yeah, look at all that. Look at all that. It's like, if I knew what the hell I was doing, I'd taste that stuff and see what it is. some type of non-magnetic sands. I'm going to save some of that. Maybe we'll use it for something else here sometime. We'll do some research. My guess is that the integrity of the steel being compromised either by the induction of oxygen into the steel or carbon into the steel, and perhaps a propane forge is the way to go. But since we're in learning mode, we are going to continue. We are going to continue with this build. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and clean up this spine a little, and at this point I'm going to take it back to the grinder, and let's just see what happens on the grinder before I deal with the handle. Because if things look like they're going to work, which right now I'm a little scary, I might curve this handle up above for a skinner, like I do on my herb choppers. But you know, you can see all that texturing. I think we've compromised the integrity of this, and I think we're going to have to do some more scientific research on it. But we're going to see what the grinder does. Let me clean that spine up. Because I've been doing some research on a few things, whether it was the titanium that wanted to be red hot work or not. I've gone up to white, and I'm wondering if that's what's causing my issues right now. But once that sucker gets red, she just don't look right. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and call it at that. We'll let this thing, I'll normalize it a couple of times, and then we'll let it cool, and we'll go to the grinder. We'll see what this thing does on the grinder. We've learned. So we're a little on the cool, sorry, hot side still, but focus in on that one, would you? Come on. It's almost like it's coated in sand. So there's some type of oxidation or some degradation going on in here. And I'm sure you guys that know will be telling me very, very soon. But it just feels like it's got sand on it. We got wrinkles and shit going on in here. I have no idea what we're going to see once we grind this sucker down. But I will put I'm going to put a mask on because I have no idea what that powdery stuff is. A shot of it, I just rinsed it off a little. I mean, it looks like a mud knife. Not one that you'd put mud on, but one made out of mud. Very, very interesting. Can't wait to read about that. Alright, let's grind some stuff. Okay. You see those white spirits?
hard stuff. I'm going to switch to my big wheel. I haven't used that, I think, ever, but it just seems right for this knife. Alright, I just got done with the 80 grit. This stuff is hard freaking crap. I mean, it doesn't even look like... It looks like I got done with like 120. I mean, that's just an amazingly hard material. I'll jump up a couple more grits. We'll come back and see what we're going to do with this handle. This is a lot of work. A lot of work to grind this. If we're just trying and playing around here, that thing's too hard for my belt. It's just eating through the belt. So I'm going to go with my flap disc here. See what I can get. That is some seriously hard stuff. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I feel like I don't know what the hell I'm doing, man. This is amazing. This is some hard ass stuff. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and you know, I didn't even really address the tang much. I'm gonna even this tang out. I think what I'll end up doing is getting it cleaned out the best I can, and then bringing it up over the top like I do an herb chopper. So you're going to hold it like this. So I have not, you know, that'll give me a chance to see what reheating this does to what I've done on the grind right now. I mean, the sucker's got a bit of an edge to it, although I wasn't trying to put an edge on it. Yeah, I don't know, boys and girls. I think this is an awesome material to work in, but I think you got to have the right stuff. I don't think those belts are going to do it. You need something a little hotter. But we're going to keep going. I'm kind of impressed that we've gotten this far if you consider what we started from. All right, let's get this handle reworked. See is what effect working on this handle does to the cleanup that I did on the blade. And I'm hoping that I'm not going to have to do a lot of rework once I've already cleaned it up. Because the point is that my objective is to bend this handle around. So once I get it shaped the way I want to clean it up, and once I bend it, I won't be able to get, especially with this hard freaking material, I won't be able to get into the inside to get a good clean on it. So I'm hoping that I can get a good clean on the top of this handle, actually the whole handle perhaps, before I bend it, and not actually have a whole lot of cleanup to do afterwards. So that's one of the objectives in addition to getting this handle into a shape. What I'm going to do is I'm going to thin this part of the handle out as much as possible. That actually becomes the curve up and around. I don't think I'm going to need much material there at all. So I'm going to thin that out. Make it cool. Very, very thin, and I want a width up here on the top so that I can you know, have something to hold on to, so it's not going to roll in my hand. Done this a little more while we can. Thin that out quite a bit too. that spark was. Oh, I'm rolling a little bit here. Man, this is odd material. I'm gonna use this rounded back on this. Let's get in there a little bit. The thing about it, doesn't take long to heat. I'm actually trying to make this round if I can. Just for looks. And Jesus. The guy can just consider himself lucky he's moving anything. Bit of a fold there I don't like. At this point, forged titanium skinning knife. Even if it's ugly, I think it'll be pretty cool. Something that looks round anyway. Elliptically around. Neanderthal around. Wow. Some amazing stuff. Alright, so we're going to curl this handle around. This becomes the actual handle, and this is actually the inside. So if I can put some shape on this, we'll try to put some finger grooves in there just for the challenge of it. What the heck? Yeah, it's going to be an ugly tool. Let's see what we can do. Let's see now. We got to remember that this is the inside. That's the inside. But I don't mind a bit of a curve here too, so that'll fit you there. That'll fit the curve of your palm a little. So yeah, I'm okay with that. It'll probably curve naturally. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put some finger grooves in over the horn, and we're going to call that enough because this thing is scary enough as it is. Clean up on this end if we can. Make it look like we did something there. Okay, with that, hopefully dimensions are where they're supposed to be. This is going to be one interesting thing. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put those finger grooves in, or at least a couple of them anyway, just to make it look right. And then we're going to go back to the angle grinder and clean this thing up. Alright, I took this spring fuller, which isn't a spring fuller because I used mild steel on it. Bent that sucker open because I would like to get, now we got a natural curve there, more of this diameter. Like that in there. I think. Yeah, I like that. Now, I'll do research when we get done with this thing, but obviously the belt sander doesn't really do a great job, at least the belts that I have, moving the steel. So to do stock removal on titanium, I'm not exactly sure if that's a good idea. Another one, right? Oh, you moved on it. I'm gonna lose it. I lost it. Got seconds with this stuff. Holy cow. It only takes seconds to heat, but you only have seconds to lose it too. Unbelievable. Actually, I'm quite excited about it. I want to do more stuff with the titanium. I'm going to definitely do some more research though. And I think that once you try something, you get a better respect for what it is that you're reading anyway. So when you do read about it, I don't want to thin that out too much. That'll work. We'll put one more in there. Hopefully I'm not messing it up. When you finally do the research, you know, you'll have the personal experience of working with that particular material or whatever it is that you're looking up. So, all right, one more groove and then we'll clean it up. I'm not at all happy with my finger grooving that's going on, but it is what it is. I should have had much thicker material. But it's a thought that counts. Alright, so we bend that up and around. Actually, if we hold the knife backwards in a pushing manner, the grooves might not be too bad. Do I like what I got? No, I'm going to straighten her out a little. We'll straighten her out and then we'll go from there. Said it ain't going to be a pretty project, but it's interesting enough as it is. Alright, she's as straight as she's going to be right now. Blade's a little bit off, but I think we can take care of that when we do the bend. And we'll go over on the angle grinder. We'll clean this thing up with that. Seems to be the best way to do it. We'll come back and we'll bend this thing around, and who knows, we might have something.
Got a 60 grit flat here. She ain't the prettiest thing in the world, and I'll tell you, that stuff cuts hard, so she won't be pretty when I get done, but she's there.
Lost in the appreciation of the material. I forgot where I was in the project, so I cleaned the whole friggin' thing up. Odd coloring, darkening here when it gets hot, so that's interesting. I'm not sure what's going to happen there, but I forgot I got to bend this thing around. This thing is so freaking light, it's unbelievable. Feels like nothing in your hands. So what we're going to do now is going to go ahead and heat this up. Hopefully this, let's see, this is the inside. Oh, I gotta put a twist on it. I did it backwards. Did you guys see me doing that backwards? Unbelievable. Because this is supposed to be up here. So we'll go ahead and put a twist on it. Yep, and then we're gonna roll this over so that these things are actually where you're gonna hold on. And actually it feels pretty good. You got a first three fingers and then a thumb hold right here. So let's see if we can put a twist. I didn't expect to twist it. I put the freaking notches on the wrong side. Well, we'll twist it and see. Man, I mean, literally, this feels, I don't know, like nothing. Wow. Alright, so here's the part of the project where Chandler ruins the whole piece because he made a mistake. Not thinking. Please do not break. Please do not break. Yeah. I think we did okay. Oh, that was scary. So, now the twist is in there for decorative purposes. That's the way it is. Alright, into the fire. I'm a little afraid to do this curve with a hammer, but I'm going to. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. I'm not liking it. I want the curve to be way up there. That's what I was afraid of. Let's see if we can pull it around. See if we can pull it around. Trying to put the curve in here too. Oh, don't fall. Oh, that's not a bad shape right there for a skinning knife. I was going to go a little farther, but I'm wondering. Yeah, a little bit more. A little bit more for this wacky ass design. What I'm going to try to do, I'm going to put the blade in the vise, clamp this thing down, and then try to curve it over the top of this. That's the plan, Stan. Go. Hope this works. Let's hope this works. Oh my gosh. See, you got so many seconds, just seconds with this material, and alright, so this is my practice in getting it in the vise. So I want it in the vise right about there. And then I'm going to stick this in here like this, and we're going to, and I need to be out at the end a little bit. So nothing wrong with a little practice. So we're going to be here like this. Stick that in there like that. I don't know if I'm liking this idea. I don't like it at all, actually. God, I don't like it at all. We're so freaking close to being done. I want it like that. So I need that blade coming out. Alright. You guys got all that? This comes out like that. This is here like this. I want it kind of like that. Yeah, and it's the prettiest little freak in the middle of the world, but I think it'll work. I think it'll do the trick. Put it this way, at this point I'm just shocked we're still working. I had no idea that this thing would work at all in the first place. The fact that we're still at the project, even if we're not totally happy with it, is success enough for today. All I'm going to do now is get her cleaned up, lined up. It's too bad I had to put that little twist in because you can see it. But I like that. I think, grab the steel. I think that is good enough right there. I wouldn't mind bending this down a little. Is it possible to do that? It might be, but let me see how we are lined up here. See, we already lost our heat. You know, just be happy with it, all right? It looks good. It looks like it'll work, but I want to try to take this tail and just put a little bit more of a curve to it. So we're going to heat from here to here and try to put a curve here and there and then be done with it. That's the way it's going to be finished. I'm going to put a bit of a bend here and a bit of a bend there. Oh, yeah, I'm glad I did that. Now I'm happy. Sometimes you take the chance and you fail. Like trying to mix A1 and a motorcycle chain. Sometimes you take the chance and fail. And sometimes you take the chance and win. We're still crooked back to the end of it right here. Stupid to hit that piece of whatever it was and put that into the steel. Wasn't thinking. Don't look too snabby right there. I like it. I like it. I think that's going to feel good. I think it's going to be a great tool for skinning. All right, what I'm going to do now is we'll go ahead and heat this whole thing up. We're going to let it harden. I think it's air hardening. It certainly feels like it's air hardening. All right, children, hardening titanium is quite the process. First of all, you need to know what titanium you have. Alpha and I don't know, whatever. A lot of different types. Some get quenched in water, some get quenched in oil, some are air hardened. You bring it up to 1080, something like that, I think is what the temperature was. And then you go through what would be a typical quenching if it's that type of titanium. This one here I brought up to what I thought was around that temperature, maybe a little more. And then let it air cool. And I think I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that hardness. I think that's the way we're going to leave it. Maybe I'm an idiot, but hey, let's get this thing cleaned up. We'll get an edge on it for real, and we'll see what we got. Wire wheel alone, and it cleaned up pretty good. So as far as getting on my insides and things like that, boy, this feels good. It really does. I won't be able to get in there with the angle grinder anymore, but we'll go ahead and clean up these surfaces with some 120 on the angle grinder, get her polished up a little bit, and put it and actually buff it out, and then we'll go ahead and cut this edge in. I think on the belt grinder, and we'll go from there. Feels like you got nothing in your hands. Unbelievable. Let's hope we can get a good edge on it. Happy with this edge yet? So we're going to spend a little more time with it. It's a hard-ass piece of steel, so to get that edge on there, it takes a little bit of work. Pretty good edge on this thing for it's kind of a mix between a convex and just a very secondary flat grind. So you're not going to be like razor sharp because I don't think with a skinning knife you want that. You want that convex to help keep the knife, the edge away from cutting through the hide. That's my take on it anyway. But where are we here? Oh, of course that didn't cut. Are we here? Yeah. So we're pretty good. It's just a thicker blade. So we're not getting the clean, slicing kind of cut that you'd like to see, like that one there. But let me polish this up. We'll come back and say goodbye. All right, for what started off as a can we even do it project, we took that, what was it, I don't know, 1.5 or 2 inch diameter bar of titanium. And can we forge titanium? The answer is obviously yes. Can we do better than I did? I think so. I think there's some more to learn, and I'm sure you guys will help me. Once I figured out I could forge the titanium, I said, all right, let's go for some type of cutting edge. And a lot of you guys have been asking me to make you what I call an herb chopper. What I call an herb chopper, you might call a herb chopper if you're over in England. But anyway, to make my herb chopper as a skinning knife, and the herb chopper doesn't have enough handle on it. So with this one here, you got a nice handle, a good angle for coming in and fleshing your hides or skinning your game. I like it, and it's so freaking light. I mean, compared to the herb chopper with the heavy iron file in there, this is nice, light, lightweight. I like holding it this way. Either way will work, but I like holding it this way. Super feeling knife. All right, I think I got a good edge on it. The whole hardening process with titanium, I'm ignorant to it, so I can't guarantee a whole lot with that. But it seems super. It's freaking hard, no doubt about it, because of the way that it ground. I mean, I had to use the angle grinder to try to put any type of finish on this. It was just eating away at my belts like crazy. Putting an edge on it was awful hard because the belt was, the belt just didn't have enough home to do it. But there it is, titanium Skinner. That's what we're going to call it. I think it was a pretty cool project. Hope you enjoyed. Keep watching. The videos are getting longer. Hopefully that's good. And I'll be coming to you with a Fortside chat pretty soon. So take care. Thanks for all your support, and catch you on the next one. Goodbye.